Justin Bieber just gave the most criticized performance in Coachella history, and it might be one of the most important things any artist has done on stage in years. We have built a culture so perfectly manufactured that the most radical thing an artist can do on the biggest stage in music is just be human. So let's talk about it. Coachella gave us two headliners this year that couldn't be more different. Sabrina Carpenter built an entire Hollywood backlot on stage, complete with celebrity cameos, dancers dressed as poodles, and a giant Hollywood sign rebranded as Sabrina would. And credit where it's due, that is an enormous production. But the night after, Bieber walked out in a hoodie alone with no backup dancers, no set changes, no pyrotechnics, and pulled up his own childhood YouTube videos to duet with in front of 100,000 people. Predictably, the internet called it lazy because the moment went over their heads. Philosopher Kierkegaard wrote that the deepest form of despair is to be someone other than yourself. And we built an entire culture around that despair. Byung-Chul Han calls it the burnout society, this world of relentless self-optimization where everything, including the way we present ourselves, has been polished to the point of being unrecognizable. Sabrina Carpenter's set is the perfect expression of that machine. It's flawless, commoditized, and it's been through 17 chains of approval. While there's nothing wrong with spectacle for spectacle's sake is just soulless content for TikTok. What Bieber did was refuse to perform in the way that we've been trained to expect. He didn't give us a product, he gave us a human. A boy who was uploaded to the internet before he could understand what that meant, who was chewed up by an industry that profited from his childhood, who lost years of his life to the consequences of that, and who sat on stage at Coachella and looked back at the kid he was before any of it happened. That is not laziness, that is the most radical thing you can do in a culture that demands you perform a version of yourself that doesn't exist. And for millennials, that landed somewhere where we didn't expect, because we remember. We remember burning CDs for people we loved, we remember calling the radio station to request a song, and we remember sitting in cars with our friends waiting for the top 30 countdown and losing our minds when our song came on. Music was almost religious. It was ours before it was content. The greatest live moments have always understood this. Metallica playing to over 1 million people in Russia after the fall of the Soviet Union, Jonathan Davis screaming "Are you ready?" at Big Day Out, even Coldplay making an entire stadium hum in unison. Those moments were raw and carnal and completely unmanufactured. Bieber's laptop set was just as raw, just in a quiet register, a different frequency of the same honesty. We've made everything so optimized and so perfectly palatable that none of it lands anymore. We have focus grouped the soul out of culture, and the result is that we feel nothing. That is the real cost of the machine, not that it offends us, but that it numbs us. And somewhere in that numbness, a man sat on stage with a laptop and accidentally reminded 100,000 people what it feels like to be moved by something that wasn't designed to be filmed, clipped, and reposted, but it was designed to be felt.